welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. And on Friday Feels, we are talking all about love, and so many people love wine. So Billy Dim is in the house with Blentique to show us how people can blend their own wines.
Yes.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
So tell us a little bit about it. What is this exactly?
Well, so Blentique started as a way to allow the consumer to engage wine in kind of a fun and interactive way. I've been in the wine industry now for a little bit over a decade. You know, in doing that, obviously, you know, working kind of all facets of the business, I found that there was sort of a missing niche in the market for the individual consumer or business owner to actually be able to engage wine outside of a tasting room experience in something that was kind of fun, interactive, and that would eventually allow them to not only have this great experiential, fun, kind of at-home party experience, but then once they've created their favorite blend from the system, they can then go onto our website and upload.
So take me, I'm in my house, I'm like a little bored, I'm like, what am I gonna do this weekend? I get on your website and I want to blend some wine.
Yeah.
And then you send me a box and I get different wines and I put them together.
Exactly.
Then you get this beautiful kit that's right over here. Look how gorgeous that is.
Yeah.
You did.
So thank you. So yeah, we have a couple of different versions of the blending kit, and as we've been evolving and growing, which has happened fairly quickly, which is wonderful, and we hope it continues. You know, we'd like to eventually introduce more varieties and offer a kind of a wider selection. But as of right now, we have a couple of versions of the blending kit where you actually get 4 premium single varietal wines, which are, you know, 100% of a given variety. So you have, in this initial kit, we kind of have a Bordeaux and Rhone kit with your Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Syrah, and Grenache being the 4 dominant varieties.
And where are these wines from?
Right now, we're sourcing all our fruit from the Central Coast. So we're based just north of Santa Barbara. So we look at Central Coast anywhere from kind of Ojai all the way up to Monterey, with our backyard being more Santa Barbara County.
So at the point, because I mean, I drink a lot of very expensive wine, but I would still not say that I'm highly educated in it. And I'm not a big drinker, but I think that what I think about when I think is I go, okay, so if the cool thing is you'd have a party and you'd like say it'd be like a blind testing and people go, which one do they like the most, and then you'd mix them.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, a lot of the time we do host, you know, if you have several groups, it's a lot of fun to kind of have a friendly competition amongst friends and taste blind, or if there's an event host that's hosting the actual activity or party, maybe you let them taste each of the blends from each of the different participants, and you know, kind of have them make a, you know, fun, friendly competition, and then maybe award them a case of their special wine or something.
So it's kind of like quarters for advanced people.
Yeah, well, it's actually, and you mentioned something that's well, in a way, we definitely want it to feel like it's a fun and involved, you know, essentially, you know, adult chemistry set where you're actually engaging
Spin the
wine.
bottle with wine. Okay.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing. You know, you said you don't really have a lot of experience in wine, so this is a way for you to not only engage it in a fun and creative way, but also learn something unique. Because the reason we created and developed this system is predominantly each of us have our own unique idea, unique palate. Profile, and any given day we might have a preference towards a certain style of wine, a certain you know, depending on the food that we're eating. So this kind of gives you a way to not only better familiarize yourself, and it, you know, it really works because of the, you know, quality of the product. And certainly I love working on the Central Coast because it's just such an exciting young area to work with you know, really fantastic product coming out of there. So you can engage this system, whether, you know, if you're a novice and you're looking to demystify and learn a little bit, or if you're kind of a professional. You know, I'm also a certified somm, and you know, we've had, you know, big corporate, you know, companies come in, and you know, then all of a sudden we're producing their private label wine for them. So we do, you know, anywhere from your show, Good Morning LaLa Land label for you guys to enjoy right here on set, all the way up through, you know, hotels.
Amazing.
And
oh, I love the Jaslyn blend. So take us through this.
Yeah, no, let's do it.
How do we do this? Because, you know, this is, to me, not intimidating at all. I think it was wildly fun.
Yeah, oh, good.
So where do you start with this?
So what we would typically do in a group setting is have everybody taste through each of the 4 single varietal wines. Depending on the amount of time here, why don't we just pour maybe a different
There you go.
couple
Why don't we
different
just
varieties.
pour in there?
You just want to keep. You just want to.
I love a
Just
red
ready to
wine.
go. It's like 8:30 in the morning. Ready to go. No, but first we would taste through each of the single varietal wines, and then using the guide, it takes you through a very fluid, easy to use system. So you would taste the individual single varietal wines, which are 100%. One of the things that also makes this program so relevant is that kind of maybe a little known fact to those that aren't as familiar in the wine world, the most famous wines in the world are actually blends, right? So if you're familiar at all with you hear Bordeaux, and you have Bordeaux red blends, you have red Rhone blends, you have famous GSMs from Australia, Super Tuscans from Italy. These are all blends, and so what we're really doing here from a winemaking perspective is taking the kind of the final step of the winemaking, which is really the most fun, because while people think winemaking so
Okay,
romantic,
so take us through. We don't have a lot of time. So
it's more about cleaning and so yes, no, and they're eager to drink. So we'll taste a couple of single varietal wines first. And what you would do in the system is you would kind of take a few notes. Do I like this? Do I not? Is this something that I gravitate towards? There's obviously information in the guide that allows you to kind of understand what you're looking for, character trait wise. And if you like it, you rank them kind of 1 through 4, your favorite varietals. And then, and so here, we don't really have a,
That's really good.
is there a way to,
Yeah.
because usually this is a messy activity, so we're going to use
Exactly.
this as kind of a dump cup.
Sure. The
But
official wine
by the way,
bucket.
you do not have to dump, but it is actually encouraged in this activity so you don't exhaust your palate.
Well, exactly, especially when we have like 12 guests
And
today.
it's,
We don't
and,
know how
it's,
to.
and it's 8:30. Yeah, it's early. So this is another example of a single varietal wine. And even in your Cabernet Sauvignon, that's 100% Cabernet, or you think it's 100% Cabernet, a lot of the time they're blending in a different variety that you're unaware of. So here we have 100% Syrah coming from Fox and Canyon, if you're familiar at all with San Ynez Valley in that area. So taste this single varietal and see if you like this wine. And then once you've kind of had a chance to digest it, we'll actually try a blend of the two and see how that wine will evolve.
I think that we're running out of time, unfortunately, but it looks like an amazing way to mix it all, and we're going to do it. So tell people where they can find you and do all this.
Sure. So if you can visit us at blendtique.com. Also, we'll be up in the San Ynez Valley. We're right now in a facility in Santa Maria, and please visit us online at www.blendtique.com. I'm going to make you guys a quick blend here, and then say thank you and cheers. And
It's amazing, so beautiful.
I love
Really
this.
is.
This is
Of
so
course.
fun. Thank you so much, Billy, for being
Yeah.
here and introducing us to the Blend Cheek business. I think I'm going to have a wine blending party.
please
Stay
do.
tuned. We'll be right back.
Cheers.